Every single weekday between 1 and 2 p.m., we release our Central Indiana Scoreboard Show, our Sports Center style podcast with scores and highlights from the Pacers, Fever, the Colts, IU, Purdue, Ball State, IndyCar, and the best high school sports coverage you can find. Again, every weekday between 1 and 2 p.m. What you are listening to now is the Central Indiana Sports Report podcast number 259.3. The Pacers Report with Mike Rich. Our guest this week is our NBA guy, John Robertson, and my former boss at the News and Review, Mike Hutsell.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengelt.
Welcome, Pacers fans, to the Central Indiana Sports Report. I'm your host, Greg Mengelt. Joining me today on the Pacers Report with Mike Rich is obviously Mike Rich. Plus, today we have guest John Robertson, our NBA guy, and Mike Hutsell, our favorite,
interloper,
our favorite interloper.
I just wander in whenever I feel like it,
and that's how we like it. That you've always been kind of a vagabond like that.
That's right.
Producer Susie's in the control room at headquarters in Jeffersonville. Welcome, everyone. Mike Rich. The Pacers are up 2-0. The New York Knicks are up 2-0. Are we expecting a Pacers-Knicks Eastern Conference Finals? Is it over?
No, it's not over. This next game makes me a little nervous. I hope the Pacer fans bring the energy. I hope it's an electric atmosphere. I'm gonna try to lose my voice to where I can't get on a podcast tomorrow night because it's gone. But no, Cleveland and Boston, I think, are both just too good. I think one of the two are going to come back and win the series. I'm hoping it's Boston over New York, and I hope it goes 7. But no, I don't think it's over yet. It looks like it's lining up that way, and that would be a fantastic Eastern Conference Final to see the Pacers play the Knicks, and that's the one team in the East I probably hate the most are the Knicks.
Until the other night when they won Game 2, I was not thinking about a Pacers championship at all. Never even crossed my mind, and now it is. So, thoughts on where everything coming up Pacers?
I'm liking their chances of getting out of this round for sure. I think with the Knicks winning the first two, I still think Boston's going to come out of that series, so I think it's going to at least go 6. So that's good. That's good for Pacers and their brand of keeping everybody tired. I really think that the Pacers have a good shot of making it out of the East. I really don't doubt it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Love those posters in the background, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Mike, you think it's over, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of no. My short answer, no. I'm a little bit with Mike on this. I don't think either series is over. Great Mikes think alike.
Right.
And you can't write off a team in Cleveland that won 64 games in a year, and we still haven't seen the best Cleveland. As well as they played for 3 quarters on Tuesday night, they were missing 3 key pieces. Now those guys may be out, they may come back, who knows? But they're still kind of lying in the weeds. They're a dangerous team.
Mm-hmm.
Friday night, I'm with Mike. It kind of scares me a little bit because if you thought you saw desperation on Tuesday, you're really going to see it on Friday night. And as far as the other series goes, Boston's the champion until somebody takes it from them. I think yesterday you and I, Greg, talked about the Knicks and how they may have the best 5 players on the court at the same time as any team in the NBA. But as the series wears on, Mitchell Robinson, people are just going to keep fouling him. They've got that strategy to go to. And at some point or another, Tatum's going to be the Jason Tatum we know that he can be. He clearly fell last night. He looked terrible down the stretch. But that's still to me, the team in the East that scares me the most. They shoot so well from 3-point range, and it's
But they
their entire, and they haven't been. But water finds its level. Not to get too cliche here, but I, I plus I just hate the Knicks so much. I can't give them too much credit. Does that make any sense? I mean, it's the college Knicks years of the Pacers and the Knicks. Reggie, Ewing. Let's not get to the Larry Johnson 4-point play. We've talked about all the great moments in Pacers history. Let's go to the low light.
It's
So my
awful.
hatred for the Knicks shines through. I cannot give them too much credit. I'm still gonna think Boston has a real chance of coming through there.
I still hate the Pistons and the Heat more than the Knicks, but they are my number 3 team in the NBA that I hate the most. All right. By the way, Rick Carlisle said he believes that every single Cavalier is going to play on Friday night. Let's hear from him real fast.
You got to summon up every resource you have this time of year, and one of the things that is one of the big challenges is to maintain a high level of edge, focus, all those kinds of things, urgency, you name it. So that's going to be our main goal tomorrow. And again, with a full expectation that we're going to see some guys that we haven't seen.
We're finally going to get to see the full Cavaliers on Friday, and that should concern everyone because when they've been together, that might be the other best starting 5 when they're all together, and we haven't seen it yet. I think I like Cleveland's chances of at least winning one of these 2 and extending the series. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they came in here and won both if they have their full allotment. Mike Rich.
I think the Pacers have to have a chance to win both. I mean, I'd love to see us win the next 2. I think the 3 that have been out.
Hear that? Mike Rich is calling for a sweep now, guys.
No. I said I'd like to see that, but being realistic, I just don't see that happening. If we split these 2 games and we can take it back to Cleveland and come back for Game 6, I think that's our best shot. But hell yeah, I'd love to see a sweep. I think it's going to take a little time for the other 3 players to get back in this series. I don't think they're going to come in and be lights out. I think it'll be a dogfight. I think the first game's going to be. I think it's going to be a tough game for both teams. I think Cleveland's going to bring some energy, but I think that the Pacer fans are going to step it up, and I think that place is going to be electric, and I think the start and Halliburton's start is just going to be the key factors in how that game's going to go. Just listening to radio and analysts, and they're breaking down the game, and it's like it's still the Pacers didn't win that game. Cleveland lost that game. There's still no credit for this team. Even breaking it down to where
I've been hearing a lot of praise this week about the Pacers. You go to YouTube and put in Pacers. It's people about title contender and the most underrated team. All that stuff.
I'd rather be the underrated underdog. I think they play that much better than being the favorite. And I think that's what's dangerous right now is they're going into this up 2-0. They should win at home. And I think that's their mindset has to be that they can win and they will win. But Cleveland's what they had one stretch this season where they lost more than 3 games in a row.
Yeah,
That was out west or whatever, and there were injuries. So, but I think they're like a wounded animal, and they're going to come fighting with everything they got. And I'm just and
John.
and I think Friday's performance will definitely determine what I'm going to do on Sunday. So if I go there and they lose tomorrow night, I'm not showing up Sunday.
If they win Friday night, I'll be a little more comfortable. Not-
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree. I'd be a little more comfortable if they win. I think that's. I think if they lose this game, that second one on Sunday is going to be a hard one to win.
If I may brag here for a moment, Mike,
You may.
in my entire lifetime, I've only seen one. I've only been to one Pacer game that they lost. I
Whoa.
will be there on Friday night.
All right.
The one game that they lost was post brawl when David Harrison, I think, was the starting center for the Pacers.
Wow.
I mean, I've seen them beat Tracy McGrady. I've seen them beat Jason Kidd. I've seen them beat Donovan Mitchell when he was with Utah.
Yeah.
I have a track record, and I will be there on Friday. So no pressure on me or anything, but I feel good about what I can contribute to the organization Friday night.
I love it. Let's get a GoFundMe to get Hutsell to the rest of the games in the. How do you feel about that, Mike? You available to go to all of them?
Hey, not to get too morbid, but Sunday's Mother's Day, but my mom died, so I don't really have anything going on. So let's do it.
John is going to be top that. John is going to be all about the start. I mean, they could not do this to us again.
No, 100% agree. And I want to go off a little bit of what you guys were saying is I do think Cleveland can get one in Indy maybe, but I don't know if you guys read, Miles posted an open letter and an article in the Players Tribune today about like it was just his what's going on. Miles posted an open letter in the Players Tribune today about it being his 10th year in the NBA and like how, kind of some of the stuff that he's been dealing with the last 4 or 5 years mentally to get back into it. And it was a really moving, passionate letter about how he loves Indy and he loves our fans. He loves being here and he believes in this team. Like, if you guys haven't read it, I highly recommend you go read it. It's a long article, but it's really good. And like, I think that if that gets spread around enough, you can see the team believes in it and they're fighting for each other. And the crowd's going to be there if they saw it, and I think that's going to bring the team together and bring the energy for Game 3. So I think they're going to come out heated with that emotional burst from that thing. So I don't know if he's been sitting on that or not, but if he released it on purpose right before Game 3, it was beautiful timing. Like. I think it's going to make I think they're going to come out quick. I think they're going to want to put on a show early for Indy. I don't think we're going to see a slow start from this time. Now, I've said that before and been wrong, but like I really do think Halliburton's going to be aggressive. Miles is ready to show out, and I think we're going to see a good Game 3.
Mike Hutsell, I don't want to brag, but the Pacers have lost a lot of games where I was there, so I'm going to stay out. In fact, the biggest game in franchise history, Game 6 of the 1994 Eastern Conference Finals, the game after Reggie scored 25 points in a quarter.
Oh, you weren't there.
I was
you? Oh, Greg.
there.
Yeah, man.
And that was the loudest I've ever heard an arena in my life, and you know how many arenas I've been in. I think tomorrow night is going to be nuts in there.
I hope you're right. I'm really, really looking forward to it. I've been to one Pacer playoff game in my lifetime. That was, I believe, the year they made the finals. They played Philadelphia in the Eastern semis. I was at one of those games in Indy, but this is the first time I've been to a playoff game at Gainbridge, I think. And actually, no, they were in Bank. It was Conseco back then, so I stand corrected. I'm taking my kid. He's never been to a Pacers playoff game before. He's very excited. This is what a time to be an Indiana, Pacer fan, because like you said, the Pacers to me are the only team that I've religiously followed where I've never felt like they have an actual shot at winning a championship ever. Even in the year when they were in the finals and playing the Lakers, I knew they were not going to win that series. This is the first time, maybe in my entire time, that I've rooted for this team that I feel like this team is actually good enough to do it. And I think the pieces are falling into place where they could potentially do it. And that makes it even more exciting. To has followed a team as closely as we all have for so long. Trust me, from being a Philadelphia Eagles fan, the first time they won that Super Bowl, when I was in tears in my room crying, if it happens, guys, it's just so amazing. So let's just enjoy this and uh, go Sirs.
And Mike Rich and I were the only Pacers fans in our class that I remember.
Mm-hmm.
All my friends, Mike, they were Celtics fans, Lakers fans, and Bulls fans. We've
Yeah.
been there the entire time. And I have some people say, "Why do you say we when you refer to the Pacers?" Because I've loved the Pacers longer than most of the Pacers have been alive.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way I say it to me. And they're the Indiana Pacers, so it's we. Come on, right, Mike?
It's definitely we, and I I love this team. This team loves each other. I mean, you can see it, the chemistry this team has, and I think that's where Carlisle's the genius. I think he has the right chemistry. These people are there for each other. They have each other's back on and off the court. You see them out together. You see them. I still recall last year just going to Noblesville and seeing Obi Toppin and Tyrese Halliburton coming to like a pro-am game and just playing together. And but they go to the Fever games. They support the local sports, and they do it together.
100.
Indy
You know,
500. I mean, everything, and it's just. I think that because they're fighting for more than just another player. They're fighting for somebody they truly care about. And Miles being the senior veteran on this team, I mean, I think they're going to have his back. They want him to stay, and I think if we have an early exit in the second round or Eastern Conference Finals, Miles probably doesn't stay. So I think his team's going to rally around him. Um, I think it's going to be a tough fight, and I am so excited and so pumped for tomorrow and to go to that game. I'm going with Alan Hatfield, one of our other classmates, and um, just just super excited to see where this team can go. And we had so much excitement this whole season before the season started. We thought this team had something. And they got off to a real rough start, and to find that chemistry and to stick together and not point fingers and not let things blow up. Somebody was running that ship the right way, and I'm pretty confident we're gonna have a good 2 games coming up.
John, you are our gambler, although Mike Hutsell will probably give you a pretty good run for your money. The Pacers are 2.5-point underdogs at home. That's a little disrespectful. But ESPN analytics say that the Pacers have a 53% chance to win.
Yeah, I think I'd probably take the money line if I was going to do it, depending on I haven't pulled it up. But yeah, at home, I think 2.5 underdogs, especially even if the guys come back off from injury, they're going to be rusty. Plus, they're probably not 100%. So, I mean, that does give Cleveland a better shot, but I really think the Pacers are going to come out strong tomorrow. I'll probably take the money line on that one.
Right there with you on that one. So beware on that. My gambling history is not stellar, unlike my attendance at Pacers games. The guys coming back, the reason that concerns me the most is I feel like in the first 2 games they rode Donovan Mitchell so hard for those first 2 games that he wore out down the stretch.
He did.
And Tyrese outplayed him in the fourth quarter of both of those games, and that was the pivotal quarter in each one of them. Getting Garland back, even if he's 60 to 70% of what Darius Garland is, if he can just give Donovan 4 to 5 minutes on the bench, where he's not running on fumes for that fourth quarter, that can make all the difference in the world. That's what those guys coming back. That's why it concerns me the most.
Well, and if the Pacers are 52% to win, then you only need even money to break even in the long term if you're doing the probability odds calculation. So if we're 52% to win and we're getting plus juice, then it's definitely a profitable line. So I'm definitely going to take it.
I wouldn't touch it with anything. I believe Cleveland wins this game.
Well, I'm not going to bet the mortgage on it, but I'll bet a unit. I mean, I'll bet one single unit on it, and I think that's a safe bet.
And I think Game 4 is the one. I I guess I'm just pessimistic. I've been through this for 30 years, and I used to be an optimist when it came to the Pacers, and they've kind of beaten it out of me. Um,
I do think that
but the Pacers do win divisional series through their history of their franchise. They almost I have to go back and look at their record. It's really good in divisional series. By the way, 11-0 all time when winning the first two games on the road in a playoff series. And also, I don't know if you've seen the numbers for winning the first two games on the road in a series, 18-3 all time in the NBA. And of course, if you win the first two on the road, you're the lower seed. So that makes that even more significant that that's 18-3. Thoughts on those numbers, John?
I mean that sounds about right to me. I can't imagine a team winning both on the road and then not coming back to win it. I can't. You said it's never happened.
18-3.
Okay, yeah, I think
3 times it's happened.
I really do think the worst case scenario is Pacers are going to split this homestand. I don't think we're going to lose both. Like I really like they might lose game 3, or they might lose, but I don't think they lose both. I really don't think they lose both. Now, if you want to go down the NBA conspiracy rabbit hole, like, do you think that Adam Silver is going to tell them to the refs to make sure Cleveland gets game 3 so that it kind of, like we guarantee Dix in the series? Maybe that happens. But I don't buy into that stuff. But I know a lot of people do.
It's not good for the NBA to only have 5 games in a divisional round. Come on.
That's right. Let's hear from TJ McConnell, who, of course, said the same thing that Halliburton said, but he said it differently. The series isn't over.
It's a really big game coming up, and we have to go into it like it's 0-0. And we have to be extremely hungry. We know we're going to get their best punch, and we have to punch back.
All right, guys. Mike Hutsell, we're gonna get you a GoFundMe to go to every single Pacers game, so they never lose again. And so we need to order those tickets ahead for the Pacers Knicks series, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm more concerned about where am I headed for the finals.
That's right.
I don't want to go to Minnesota.
No,
and I don't want to go to the Bay. So Denver or OKC. Let's do this, guys.
Denver would be fantastic. What a great city.
I'm a Midwestern guy, Greg.
OKC's nice.
OKC's nice. I've never been there.
I've heard great things about OK City as an actual like place to visit. So I'm a Midwest guy, Greg. I don't want to go out there, to the too far west. So put me down there in OKC. Let's do this.
All right, Pacers Thunder in the finals. Anybody disagree?
No, I bet that 2 weeks ago. So
nice,
nice.
Mike Rich, final thoughts on your excitement level heading into tomorrow night, going to the game.
I don't know how much sleep I'm going to get. I mean, this is like, a 12-year-old kid or maybe a 10-year-old kid waking up ready for Christmas and can't sleep the night before. I'm excited, and I really hope they pull off the win in the first game. I think, you said that they were 11-0 when they were up 2 and they've won 2 on the road, right? The Pacers.
That's right.
So
they're 11-0 all time when they win the first 2 games anywhere.
11-0. Okay. So I'm God, I just want them to win tomorrow night, and I will feel so much better, so much more confident. And I think I'm a little reserved on, thinking of the Pacers in the finals because I've been hurt too many times, and I would really love to see this happen. This would be one of the biggest accomplishments in sports that I'd ever witnessed in my life if they can pull off a championship this year. Super, super pumped.
I'm thinking Pacers in 6 right now. Mike, your thoughts?
Let's go gentleman sweep. Heck, let's just make it 5.
John? I'm sorry.
I have 6. Pacers in 6.
Mike Rich?
I've had 6 since before the Bucks series.
Thanks again to John, Mike, and Mike. Great Mikes do indeed think alike. And thank you for listening. If you like what you hear and want to help us grow and thrive, please share these podcasts with your friends and family. We humbly thank you in advance. Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media. And I love Susie.